Yo, what's good, fam? Today, I snagged a Joker, no stars yet, but I'm still hyped to drop this vid. We're diving back into DC Dark Legion, and this time it's all about a detailed hero build guide. Gear, stars, force, and the best team comps to dominate. If you guys show some love, I'll keep this series rolling with more heroes in future episodes. Smash that like button and let's get into it. Alright, let's kick things off with a quick rundown on our boy Joker, yo. He's an intimidator, a total beast at slapping enemies with debuffs that tank their combat vibes, leaving them wide open for your squad to steamroll. Tactical edge for the win, baby. Joker's rockin' two dope factions, Arkham and Weapon Master. Arkham's straight up busted, fam. Boosts your chance to land those juicy negative effects on foes, which is clutch for Joker and other Arkham homies. Then you got Weapon Master pumping up that ATK stat. Now, here's my hot take. I think both physical and spiritual damage scale off ATK, because I ain't seen no split ATK stats in this game. Just a guess though, don't quote me yet. Meanwhile, defense is split into men, tanks spiritual damage, and DF, blocks physical hits, so it's kinda wild how they set that up. Bottom line, synergizing these factions is key to making Joker an absolute damage monster. Stack those buffs, and he's dropping bombs left and right. What's next? Yo, let's dive into Joker's skill kit, fam. It's straight up spicy. This dude's all about dropping spiritual damage and stacking those nasty debuffs like a boss. Problem is, his base chance to land those effects is only 50%, kinda shaky, right? That's why you gotta roll with the Arkham squad to crank that probability up to like 80% or 90%, depending on his gear. Trust me, it's a game changer. Plus, Joker's got this slick Arkham team synergy that buffs his ATK through his own skills. Talk about scaling to the moon. The more you lean into that, the crazier his damage gets. Oh, and don't sleep on his global skill. Sure, it's just a 1 to 5% ATK boost, but when you're stacking debuffs on enemies up to 100 times, that's some serious Pain Train vibes because Joker's damage is already nutty. Pair it right, and he's an unstoppable force, yo. Let's talk gear for our main man Joker. Time to juice him up, fam. First off, you want to go all in on gloves and boots. Why? Because they pump up that ATK and effect ACC, which is straight up critical for landing those debuff stacks and cranking his damage to the max. That's the bread and butter for Joker's playstyle, no cap. If you've got any Arkham team gear, slap it on him ASAP gives a juicy 20% boost to his vibe. Now for stuff like helmet, chest, and belt, yeah, they boost ATK too, but if your inventory's looking slim, it's cool to toss weaker pieces on Joker and save the beefy ones for another hero. But here's the deal. Gloves and boots, those gotta be the strongest you got for him. No compromises. Check this example. In my squad, if I'm running Joker, I'm yoinking Poison Ivy's gloves and boots and handing him over. Those two pieces are busted for supporters and intimidators like him. Ivy doesn't need luck-based skills, so she's fine without them. Giving Joker those goodies makes the whole team pop off way harder. Let's break down those legacy pieces for Joker, fam. Time to sort out the creme de la creme for our Chaos King. I'm ranking him from the absolute best fit for Joker down to the epic tier stuff. Let's get it poppin'. Joker's exclusive gear. No brainer. This is the GOAT for him, hands down. It's tailor-made, boosting all the key stats Joker craves. ATK, effect ACC, you name it. Plus, it slaps on 2 extra skills that make him a straight-up menace. Numero uno choice, fam, no debate. Modified Joker Venom Grenade. Yo, the name screams Joker, and it's basically his exclusive gear's twin with a spicy twist. Same core stats, but it also juices up effect ACC even more, and gives an ATK boost right before his ultimate pops off. Based on all we've been talking about, this bad boy's a solid lock for number 2. Bet it's making enemies cry. Mind Control Hat, coming in hot number 3. This piece is all about the big 2, ATK and effect ACC. On top of that, it's packing a skill that pumps his attack and cranks up spiritual amp for that extra sauce. It's like this hat's whispering, go wreck 'em, Joker. Legendary Energy Mace, sitting pretty at number 4. Just peep those base stats and you'll see why it's here. Straight up built for damage dealers like our guy. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done. Know what I'm saying? As for the rest of the legacy pieces, meh. Most of them are about survivability, which ain't really Joker's vibe. He's here to slap, not tank. If I had to pick an epic piece that vibes with him, I'd go Flash Bulb Kite. Why? It boosts energy, letting Joker charge up that ultimate faster and unleash the chaos sooner. Gotta keep the pressure on. Let's get into the force setup for Joker. Fam, time to max out his chaos potential. If you're swimming in AC shards, go ham and upgrade everything. But if you're scraping by like most of us, focus hard on ATK and Effect ACC. Those are Joker's bread and butter for stacking debuffs and slapping enemies silly. Only bother with the other nodes if they're required to unlock the next branch. Don't waste shards on them otherwise. You don't need to max every single thing, but heads up. To go full beast mode, Joker needs 5 white stars to unlock all the good stuff. Why skip the rest? Because those nodes mostly boost survivability, like HP or tanky stats, and Joker don't need that noise. He's a ranged hero, chilling in the back, pew-pewing without a care. Ain't nobody touching him easily. Plus, check the online tier lists. Ranged attackers like Lex Luthor, Robin, Aquaman, and others aren't exactly topping the charts for dying quick. So Joker's got zero to sweat about surviving. Alright, now let's move on to the team setup. The first team I want to talk about, and probably the strongest one for Joker, is the Arkham team, which includes 5 heroes: Joker, Poison Ivy, Bane, Scarecrow, and Two-Face. In this team, you'll have 5 Arkham heroes, giving you a 30% boost to Effect ACC, and 3 Weapon Masters, giving you an extra 10% ATK. Also, there are 3 heroes who rely on stacking dot damage: Joker, Scarecrow, and Two-Face. With Stargirl always ranked at the bottom of so many players' tier lists, I think these 3 won't face much competition. Besides that, Bane and Scarecrow are great tanks, and when you add Poison Ivy into the mix, this team becomes almost unbeatable. Since this team needs to stack debuffs on enemies, having good survivability is a huge advantage. On top of that, Two-Face makes enemies bleed, Scarecrow makes enemies afraid, Joker applies Joker Venom. All of these cause spiritual damage, and Two-Face lowers the enemy's spiritual def, while Scarecrow reduces the enemy's men stat, which is basically their spiritual def too. This is honestly an insanely strong combo. The only real weak point, Stargirl, who's ranked the lowest in most tier lists. Or you could run a team with 5 Arkham heroes and 4 Weapon Masters. You just need to swap Bane for Catwoman. This team is a bit weaker because Catwoman might end up being the weak link, but she gives Joker an extra 5% ATK boost, helping you beat enemies faster. However, without a second tank, the team can get punctured easily. So I don't really recommend this setup. There's also one more team, 5 Arkham plus 5 Weapon Masters. This setup is even weaker because it's missing both a healer and a tank. You basically replace Poison Ivy with the Penguin in the second team. This setup gives Joker another 5% ATK boost, reaching plus 15% ATK total, and the Penguin adds a slow effect to enemies. But you lose out on Poison Ivy's healing and Vine Summon, so this team feels like the weakest one. You're down 1 tank and 1 healer, meaning you have to burst enemies down really fast. The problem is, as you know, all these heroes' skills revolve around stacking debuffs, which takes time to ramp up the damage. If you have all the right heroes, you should definitely pick Team 1. Alright, Legends, that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell. It really helps me out and keeps me hyped to make even more awesome videos. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end. You guys are absolute legends. I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's keep crushing it. Let's go.